Could you explain to us, Michael, a little bit about the work that your father did, the pioneering work really in the area of probiotics?
Sure. Dr. Khem Shahani came to the United States in 1947, actually, and he worked in the dairy manufacturing and dairy technology areas in universities. And in 1957, he got a position at the University of Nebraska at Lincoln. And when he got there, he noticed that there was some existing research by some scientists from the 1920s on L. acidophilus, Lactobacillus acidophilus, a particular bacteria found in some kinds of fermented foods. And he was very interested by this, and he started to compare different kinds of these, what are called lactic acid bacteria, look at their properties, look at what they did. These are very prominent in fermented foods like yogurts, sauerkraut, those kinds of foods. And he discovered that they have some pretty interesting properties, that they actually give, the bacteria themselves actually give the human body a lot of benefit. So he started doing research, and in 1959, he isolated a particular strain of Lactobacillus acidophilus that he called DDS1. DDS standing for Department of Dairy Science, which is what it was called at the University of Nebraska at that time, the Department of Dairy Science. -1, meaning the number one performing strains. He had DDS this and DDS that. DDS number 1, or DDS1 we call it today, was the number one performing strain of Lactobacillus acidophilus that he isolated in 1959.
Now, one of the properties of that, or maybe one of the main properties of that particular strain has to do with its ability, its stability and so on. Could you explain that?
A lot of different properties